Welcome to the Really Likable Geeks podcast. I'm Steve.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Stuart.
It is the podcast we've been doing for 4 years with not very much to show for it. How's it going, guys?
Good.
Welcome to season 4.
Welcome
to season
Hi.
4. Episode 1.
It's kept us from going outside.
Yeah, it's kept us from going outside.
We haven't left these
for
chairs
the past 4
ever.
years.
People might be wondering what have we been doing because we took a little bit of
this.
break.
We've been sitting here for 4 weeks.
No, I'll explain.
Well, I posted an update video on YouTube.
But what were we actually doing? Like in our daily lives? Matt was at home macrame. He made a nice Victorian dresser.
I can see it.
Steve was kidnapped by the Brazilian rainforest mafia. It's a real thing. Look it up.
Twice. I escaped, and they got me again.
Yeah.
But you didn't make it all the way back, so it's still one kidnapping.
No, I got out, and then they were like, get back in there.
Yeah, but you didn't make it back home, so it's still one kidnapping.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
It was... You were captured twice as part of one whole kidnapping.
There you go.
Correct.
Yeah,
There you
we'll
go.
go with that.
All right, well, I'm okay
I
with
like that.
I told you not to hang out in those logging camps.
They're cool.
All right. That's fair.
And what happened with you? I can't remember.
I was exporting black clothing to Hong Kong because apparently it's legal now. So.
That's cool. Why black clothing?
It's illegal now.
Oh.
And Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the
costume.
Pooh's costumes? Really?
Yeah.
Because he's cute and
because he
cuddly?
looks like the Chinese president.
Oh my God.
So Winnie the Pooh's banned in China.
Is that real?
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh's banned in China.
they-
you didn't know that?
No.
They banned Christopher Robin the movie because people kept saying like, "Oh, why is the Chinese president?"
They memed it. They memed it so hard that they said, nope, banning.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh yeah,
They
Winnie the Pooh
memed
is
it
banned
into the BAM Hanner,
That's
bro.
fantastic.
in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
They're like,
memed
call
it
me
into the
Winnie
BAM
the
Hanner.
Pooh. will ya?"
Yeah. Not anymore.
Not anymore. The big blue shiny button.
Yeah. So that-
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I learned something new today. So that's what we've been doing. And also a lot of like black tar heroin. A lot of that.
House caught on fire.
Yeah.
I
That's not a
bravely-
joke. The
I
house caught.
heroically
I didn't do any heroin.
rescued 2 cats.
That's not a joke. The
2
house
cats
died.
caught
I
on
didn't
fire?
do it.
Yeah, I put them out though
Oh, neat. I wouldn't have.
with my boots.
I would. Stomped them out.
Yeah. They were no longer on fire.
Oh, no. They were no longer on fire. Yeah, they were dead. Yay, dead cat jokes.
All right.
Season 4. We're starting us off strong.
You could say I killed that pussy.
My God. He slayed him.
That was a setup for that.
Oh, he didn't just kill it. He destroyed it.
He slayed it. Oh, my goodness. But no, yeah, if you guys want to see the real reasons why we haven't been here on the podcast, there was an update video on the YouTube channel. A lot of changes that got made. I'm not going to go through them all on the podcast. Just go to the youtube.com/likablegeeks to watch that video. What happened?
He's trying to read it. Zombie
why is
feed
this over me where I sit?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like you could take them for
Okay.
a little
All right.
bit.
All right.
Enough time for me and Matt and her to get out of here.
Okay.
You'd be like, "Oh, you killed my
Joey,
family."
I'm out,
And
yo.
we'd be like, "Oh."
All right. That's fair.
I think we all know that I'm the first one that's going
Did you guys ever hear that thing? That I don't remember. I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast and I heard it. He was like, "How do you survive a shark attack?" He was like, "Well, you always swim with a friend." And he goes, "You have to have 2 things. You got to swim with a friend.
And be faster than them.
No, you have to swim with a friend, and you have to have a diver's knife. Always have a diver's knife." And he was like, "So you can stab the shark."
No, so you
He
stab
go-
your friend.
He goes, "Well, yeah. When the shark starts getting close, he's like, you stab your friend, and then you swim away." Oh, sorry, it was Nathan Fillion that said that. Yeah, I was like, "Oh my
Well,
god."
that's like
He goes, "That's the
oh,
only way you can survive
oh,
a shark
Mal.
attack." He's like, "You have to swim in pairs."
That's like the guy who asked, like, what's your choice for most reliable firearm? And the guy said, "Oh, my 22, for sure." And most reliable thing, me and my girlfriend were hiking in the woods, came across a grizzly bear. 2 shots to her ankles, and I was just able to walk away at a brisk pace.
Oh my god! Jeez.
So ex-girlfriend then.
Yeah, it's an ex-girlfriend now. Jesus. But anyways, yeah. So if you guys wanted to see the reasons why we haven't been around, it's all on that YouTube video. YouTube.com/likablegeeks. Head over there.
If you're watching this,
And,
you're probably there.
Yeah, if you're watching it here, we're probably there because we're not doing live streaming on Twitch and Mixer and all that shit because it's like
Nobody watches on Mixer.
Twitch asshole.
What'd you say?
He said Twitch is an
Oh,
asshole.
Twitch asshole.
Have you not? Oh, there was that meme of that guy. You haven't seen him? He was like
No.
comically Asian. He's like, Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.
Oh my!
I watch it like 30 times a day, and it just like makes me laugh so hard.
Oh God, no, I haven't seen that.
And it's one of those things that gets funnier every time you
Is
see
it
it
like?
again.
Is it?
100% how he sounds.
Is it like a Chinese guy doing it?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's like an actual guy
that's fantastic.
who's like comically Asian.
That's
It's
great.
hilarious.
That's fantastic. But I lost my train of thought now. Oh yeah, Twitch. We're not Twitch asshole.
Twitch asshole.
But we're not. You're not doing it because I realized that like Twitch doesn't save the videos for longer than like 15 or 30 days or some nonsense like that, and nobody wants to go to Twitch to watch our videos. I actually my friends were like, "Hey, I thought you guys were like had videos and stuff." I was like, "Oh, they're on Twitch," and they're like everyone was like, I don't want to go on there.
After Ninja left, it just went downhill.
Yeah, watch out.
And hey, we could have gone to Mixer, but there's no way we'd be able to get all 14 people on Mixer to watch us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're all on Xbox.
Did you see that fucker Ninja was on that show, The Masked Singer?
Yeah, he killed it.
He
Oh, he
was?
sucked.
Oh, I thought he killed it.
No, he sucked ass.
I thought he did pretty
He was
good.
awful. He was the first one
I
eliminated.
thought he did all right.
He sucked.
Ninja was on The Masked Singer.
Yeah, he sucked.
Dude, nobody was going to guess him. Nobody knew who he was.
Exactly. That's exactly
did
what.
all right.
No one knew who. They guessed. Yeah, they're like.
They
luckily, the host is there to like be like, oh, it's blah 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 blah. So the like stars aren't like, who the fuck is that? They guessed the random American figure skater who I was like, I don't even know who that is. They guessed that right.
Yeah.
But they're like, they made one. They're like, oh, maybe it's Jake Paul because he did.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
he did a clue about like,
Yeah.
they guessed the YouTube part correctly, or like a streamer.
Yeah. I thought he did all right. For a guy that doesn't like doing anything, he did all right.
No, he's garbage.
Well, you guys have seen the one where fucking
Bro, Terry
they did-
Bradshaw did pretty good.
Terry Bradshaw made it longer,
I know.
made it deeper into the show.
you saw the one where I think it was The Voice, where Neil Patrick Harris went on there, and they were like, he like went in
Yeah.
disguise, and then he took his thing off. People were like, "Oh shit,
What?
we fucked up! Like we thought you sounded horrible." Like, and he was like, "I was singing like me." Like, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe those judges go off looks.
No. The only one who's an actual like professional singer is Robin Thicke, because then it's Dr. Ken.
Yeah.
Well, because
fucking dumb
the-
blonde bitch, and that chick from the
Dumb
pussy,
blonde bitch.
and the chick from the
judges-
Pussycat Dolls.
the judges don't.
She has some.
No, but what I'm saying
experience,
is those judges don't tell you who gets to leave. They don't vote on those people.
No, it's the audience that votes.
They just guess. So the audience just unanimously said, "Nah, Ninja, we don't like you."
Yeah.
It's just that none of these people who are celebrity specialists were able to be like, "I have no idea who this dude is."
Yeah. But I don't know. I thought he did all right. For a guy who doesn't sing and do all that stuff, I thought he did all right. Plus, I mean, hey, it brings a little bit extra to the video game world.
Honestly, I kind of like the idea that it brought esports into the more mainstream.
Yeah,
I do
think
like
that's
that.
cool.
That's
I think
cool.
that's cool.
I think.
But now people do.
I had to explain.
That was enough, though.
I had to
But the
explain.
thing is, now
like,
people
oh,
do.
tight. Like,
I had to explain to my parents who he was. They're like, Ninja, who's that?
Since there was going to be the second season, we were going to get better slurs.
yeah, well,
Maybe, yeah. Well,
But the fact that we
I subbed to Ninja. I like him. So.
I'm just saying the fact that we got him is pretty cool. And then on top of that, people who didn't know who he was will be like, "Who the hell's that?
Twitch.
Let's go look it up."
He's on Mixer.
He's on Mixer.
He's
now.
on Mixer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Ninja's on
his-
Mixer and
he's-
killing it.
He's one of the other 13 people watch him.
How hard is it to like?
Okay, so we're not gonna listen to that because a lot of people are gonna be like, "How hard is it?" Well, I can tell you, I fucking stream every day. You know how difficult it is?
I'm saying
It's fucking hard.
for a little bit.
She's saying it's not hard to fit it in his schedule.
I mean, it's still like it's one of those things where it's like it's like it becomes your job.
We're not saying it's not a
essentially,
job.
you know?
We're saying his hours are flexible
No, they are.
Yeah.
For
I'm
what?
saying that they're not. For him to like not stream and go do other shit.
to go do the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, whatever.
It wasn't like last season they had Donny Osmond, who was like flying back and forth every night from Vegas because
Yeah.
he was doing his show in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like the same nights.
Yeah.
And he was flying back and forth.
Fair enough.
Like that was crazy.
Yeah.
But like Ninja's like, oh, I'm just instead of like at 6, I'm gonna do it at 8. Or you know what I mean? Like,
right. No,
so-
I mean, I get it. I mean, I understand.
Because isn't he?
It's kind of like when you watch
in-
stand-up comedians like Joe Rogan. that motherfucker is got to be a zombie by this point, because I hear him do his podcast late at like in the afternoon after he just worked out all day, and then right after his podcast he goes and does a comedy club show, and then like hangs out all night and then comes home and then does it all again the next day. Like he doesn't miss a day of podcasting. If he does, it's because he's doing like MMA shit for like UFC.
Yeah.
So it's like people are way gnarly dedicated.
He's got a team behind the scenes now for the podcast though, because he's got
Joe
so
Rogan?
big. Yeah.
It's not just him and Jamie anymore?
No, he's got a scheduler now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did I miss that? Did he talk about that on the podcast or something?
It was like an interview. It wasn't on the podcast. He was talking about like how, because ever since he moved to the new studio, he's got more people.
Really? I didn't know about that.
That studio's insane.
Well, I know that, like, you're probably right about that, because I remember he was talking about it to Tom Segura about, Tom Segura and his wife have a podcast called Your Mom's House, and it's hilarious podcast. Great. And they have
it's way funnier than you.
Jeez.
Matt.
They have a crew of people that do their podcast now. And I think because of that, Joe probably was like, oh, maybe I should do that. And I think
because he's got like 9 ad reads at the beginning of every episode. He's making money.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I want to get Butcher Box. I want to try it. Every time I hear him advertise Butcher Box, I want to get it. It's meat.
It's it's like those monthly boxes, but meat.
Or
knives.
I mean, he advertises it, and he says he only advertises stuff that he really endorses. So I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah. But yeah, I hear all the time. I hear him advertise all the time. He's like, it's real good stuff. I want to try it.
It reminds me of oh my god, what was that? Omaha Steaks.
Yep, Omaha Steaks.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, well, isn't Butcher Box? Because remember, do you remember that? It's still around, but Omaha I remember in the early aughts, it was like a huge thing. Yeah. Like people getting, especially because we were working at UPS, like that blew up.
Well, doesn't Snake River do that too? Snake River Farms?
Yes.
I think they do boxes too,
don't they? They do. But like Omaha, I mean, I'm sure we can speak to this. Like we had like dedicated bays and trucks for Omaha.
Oh, it was like that frequent,
53 foot. Yeah, because one of their distribution centers was in
so you guys were the
San Marino
shipping company?
You'd be sitting there working, and over the radio, you'd get this call, hey, we got an Omaha going up in door whatever. It's like, oh, crap.
Because they're pieces of shit. Because they're styrofoam boxes wrapped in plastic, and they get stuck on every single conveyor.
Oh, because they're like cold inside, right? They have like
well, that's why they have the styrofoam box.
Dry ice.
But then they wrap it in plastic, but it's like saran wrap plastic, so it goes up a belt. It reaches one of the metal slides and goes
sticks
and
on
just
everything.
Sticks.
Oh god, they didn't think that one through.
They didn't care.
It's stupid. Because you could saran wrap it and then put it in a box. And
they could have, but they didn't.
No.
Save on cardboard.
Anyways,
shipping.
fuck Omaha Steaks.
So we'd
Butcher Box for life.
We'd hear it over the radio. Here comes an Omaha. We're like, dang it.
Yeah. We should get Butcher Box to sponsor the podcast. I bet you we could.
We'll get Omaha Steaks and then we'll just burn it. That's how we'll get
there. I'm going to say this on the podcast. I want Butcher Box as a sponsor. I want MeUndies as a sponsor. Like, fuck.
I would want Dr. Squatch just because their commercials are hilarious.
Okay.
And their soap is actually, I've used it. It's actually really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I maybe you showed me the commercials. I was laughing so hard.
The soap's great. The beard oil,
not so good.
Not great.
Oh, well. You can't be batting 1,000 all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just kind of like Rhett and Link, Good Mythical Morning guys. They have their stuff. They have the, what is it? Link's peculiar peanut butter lip balm or whatever the hell fuck it is. It's pretty good.
I'm not going to use any lip balm from that herpes guy.
It's pretty good. Jesus.
Okay, first of all, don't get indignant because you had a 10-minute bit about it one time on the podcast.
He did. He does.
You're being indigenous.
Yeah, because they don't eat. I remember that because they don't eat from the same thing because he has like herpes or something. He don't know how he got it. But anyways.
Oh, I know how he got it.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, they have that. It's pretty good, but then Rhett's beard oil, not good. No bueno sauce.
It's hard to find a good one that doesn't make it like
Philip DeFranco's company. Philip DeFranco's hair care product that he makes, really good.
Philip DeFranco makes hair care products?
Yeah, he's got a couple of care products that he makes, and they're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good actually.
News correspondent Philip DeFranco.
Yeah, Philip DeFranco. You know, what's up, you beautiful bastards? Philip DeFranco.
That's so weird.
It's good.
That'd be like, oh, James O'Keefe brand of cat food. Like, I don't understand that.
gonna find the name of
Project Meowitas.
Wow.
It's called Beautiful Bastard Hair Care.
That's crazy.
And it's $25 for pomades. And
I like pomade.
yeah, they're like bourbon and oak, golden amber stuff. It's pretty good. Like I tried some of it. It's really good actually.
That's crazy.
It's better than what most people put in their hair. Like it's legit the stuff that he uses for his hair on his show. And it's like not super thick and sticky, but like it really does work to your hair. It's good. It's good shit.
So it's not semen.
Correct.
Definitely not.
It's definitely not semen.
Okay, good.
Because I felt that, and it's not that.
I bet you have.
We all.
Something about Mary, huh?
Something about Mary. All right, let's get into the podcast, guys, because we're
one hell of an intro.
One hell of an intro. All right, starting off, there's been a lot of shit that has come out in the time that we've been gone, and there's been
that happens.
We had some comments on YouTube about the Vic Mignogna thing.
People still watching?
He lost.
He lost. So, and
go figure. And none of us claim to be lawyers.
I kind of figured that just the whole lawsuit in general was going to get dismissed. I figured that it would get to the judge would be like, what the fuck? And then let go of it. But I think because there was such a substantial amount of money that was involved, I think that's probably why they had to look at it. But
judge would be like, get this shit to arbitration.
What I just found out, what I just read like 2 days ago was that he's trying to repeal that, though. Repeal the
appeal.
Appeal. I'm sorry. Appeal the dismissed cases.
Of course,
he's trying to do that. Right on. At this point, I don't know what to think about it. I have no idea personally, because it's like here's the thing too. Vic didn't lose, and Jamie Marchi and fucking Ronald Soy, all those guys, they didn't win. Soy. Okay. I know what you did there. But they didn't win either.
True.
The trial, the case got basically canceled. It got basically, the judge said, fuck this, and closed it.
It was dismissed without prejudice.
Yeah. So nobody won, nobody lost. The case just stopped going.
It never
just stopped happening. They didn't even get to trial, I don't think, did they?
No.
No. So because they had the depositions.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So, yeah. Everyone, like basically,
they would have.
Basically, nothing.
We'll see, because Sony was waiting until all the litigation was done, and now probably by the end of the year, we'll see what move. Because in the interim, Sony bought Funimation.
Right.
So whether knowing Sony as a company, they're probably going to clean a lot of house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because they don't want any of this.
Yeah.
Because they bought it. They bought Funimation on the cheap, too.
Oh, yeah. What, I don't remember if I was on the podcast when I was talking about the Dragon Ball Z bloopers, outtakes, the reel that got leaked. Did I talk about it on the podcast?
Yep.
Like, that kind of stuff, like, they should definitely be doing some damage control for. Sony will definitely do some damage control for. And I think they will clean house. And I think one of those things,
as far as the business practices of using Sabat's
his
studio
production company,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's going bye-bye.
Yeah.
And then Sony will do it all in-house by themselves.
Because they have
outsource.
Studios in LA.
Yeah.
They have a bunch.
And I know that, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that Sabat's studio has no exclusive rights to the production of Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Z or whatever. I'm pretty sure they don't, because that's a Funimation owned product, licensed product. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that they could just outsource to any production studio. But if Sony buys them, Sony has plenty of sound stages, plenty of studios that they'll just go do it here.
Yeah.
Under our
all over the globe.
All over the globe. So there's no reason to outsource to a third party where everyone's just doing fuck all.
Yeah.
But anyways, with the Vic Mignogna thing, I don't know what to think at this point. Personally, I still think that it's all bullshit.
I would say, I think
even
I can
more
speak
so
for all of
now.
Us. I think I can speak for all of us that regardless of any of that, our opinions aren't going to change.
No.
We don't see any evidence, therefore we don't really see any reason
that's the
be
other
against
thing
Vic.
Is that just because the case was dismissed doesn't mean that what happened is what Marchi and
it doesn't make anything more credible. At all.
It doesn't prove their points, because every single person that what's her name? Monica Rial. The couple people that she called on, like, oh, they can corroborate my statements in the depositions. They're like, yeah, that didn't happen.
That did not happen. I watched the deposition.
There. Yeah. Like, they either like, I don't remember that, or I wasn't there, or that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Was the responses
I don't recall.
For corroboration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as far as like, it sucks because if Vic had been an actual employee of Funimation, then it would have gone a lot differently because they basically fired him over rumor.
Yeah.
But because he was contracted voice actor, they can't, you can let someone who's on a contract go for any reason at any time.
Especially if the contract has that in there.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. Terminated. Bye.
Yeah.
Cool. So,
I
mean, at this point, it's kind of like become...
dude, that the whole thing has drug on for so long, and I watched so many YouTube videos, and I watched and read so many things about it that I almost don't even give a fuck anymore. Almost. Like, I cared when it initially happened. I cared when they got served and everything like that, and the lawsuit was going to happen and all that. I cared about that. It's as the lawsuit started to happen is when I stopped caring. Because
lawsuits are boring.
Just so much stuff. Like, I was intrigued to be like, I'm curious of what, like, Ron Zoy said. I'm curious about what Jamie Marchi said and blah, blah, blah said. And nobody said fucking anything.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything. Basically, I don't recall. Ronald Toy's freaking deposition was the most boring shit.
I don't remember.
I don't know, and I don't remember.
I don't remember.
They were like, literally, this is like how stupid it was. It would be like if you asked me, do you work for the Really Likable Geeks? And I was like, I don't know. That's like, I fucking do.
Right.
But my answer is, I don't know. And literally the guy giving the shit to him was like, what do you mean you don't know? And like, I think one of the questions he asked him was like, if someone was sexually assaulted in front of you and you did, would you do something to help that person? He was like, I don't know.
Because part of the state, yeah, because...
What do you mean you don't fucking know?
Texas is weird.
It's stupid, And he was like, well, do you think?
I feel like that's a case by case kind of thing.
Well, no. He was like, well, do you think?
Because if you're groping Matt, I'm just be like, it's Tuesday.
You're like, it's Tuesday.
So like, if a dude has a gun and he's gonna do something to someone, and that you're like, I should step in and help. He's like, you shouldn't. You know what? You're right. I shouldn't step in and help.
Do that.
But otherwise, maybe I'll step in and help.
I think like one of the questions that he asked him was like, is sexual assault, if you were a witness to a sexual assault and nobody said anything, do you think that's right? And he was like, I don't know. Like, it was, I don't know to everything. He got so pissed off that he was like, I want this off the record. He's all, this is bullshit. He's like, I'm going upstairs right now, and I can't stand this. This is bullshit. He's like, I want that off record. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, and then he came back downstairs and was like, okay, we're going to continue. And then for another hour, he just, I don't know to the entire thing. I was like, well, fucking.
It's a good defense.
Good defense, dude.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked.
It worked. Yeah. But it's cowardice.
That's better than the Chewbacca defense.
What's the Chewbacca defense?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Chewbacca is a Wookiee, but he lives on the planet Endor.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That was a deep cut South Park reference. Therefore, you must quit.
So, with that, until a lawsuit that goes to trial happens, we're not going to talk about
until something interesting happens.
Yeah. At this point,
when they give me a verdict, then I'll be cool with it.
At this point, I still feel that Vic's doing pretty good. He's still going to conventions. I think he's still getting voice acting gigs. I think that Funimation is shooting themselves in the foot with continuing with the cast that they're with and choosing the studios that they're with to do Dragon Ball.
Sony, I got one thing to say about this whole scenario. If somebody asks me what I think about this whole Vic Mignogna, I can't use words. Vic Mignogna thing.
Rick Canagna.
I'm going to have to tell them, I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. So until it goes to an actual trial, and I really don't care. I still don't support the people that I don't want to support, and I support the people that I want to still support. Same thing goes for Matt and Stewart, I'm sure. And that just is what it is, because there's just so much shit, and it's all pointless. So, yeah, that's where we are with that. I wanted to address that because we were getting comments from people being like, so much has happened. And I'm like, not so much has happened. Too much has happened for us. We wouldn't be able to fit it all on a podcast.
Yeah.
It'd be like a 3-hour podcast.
Except the thing is, at the end of the day, nothing has happened.
Nothing has happened.
Because as soon as it was dismissed,
we're
literally back at the start.
Well, yeah, all we can talk about is like, well, I heard that this happened. You know what I mean?
It's all rumor mill.
So-and-so said that so-and-so did this thing, and they saw so-and-so do this other thing.
And it's not to say that we're above spreading, like, rumors, because...
Oh, my God, do we?
God
will.
knows that we're not
In a
above
heartbeat.
that.
As long as it's juicy, we'll dish. But it's just kind of...
We're literally back at the start of this.
We got nothing new.
And I feel like there's nothing new or credible is going to come out that actually matters, because like people were really reaching there for a while. Like, remember, was it the M&M thing or the Skittle thing or
the
jelly bean thing? Like, I'm like, what? Stop! You're just trying to find shit at this point, because that's how nothing there is going on, is that you're just trying to find things. That's when I know.
Slow news day, huh?
Yeah, seriously. A dog took a shit in the woods. Oh, no way! And the owner didn't clean it up. Welsh Corgi.
Ooh.
Wait. A Welsh Corgi?
Yeah.
Which woods? Was it the Queen's Woods? Because if it wasn't the Queen's Woods, what was a Welsh Corgi doing?
Controversy. You must have quit. Oh, God.
Right.
So anyways, so with the Vic Minority thing, that's a wrap on that. So we'll revisit that. If anything happens,
I don't know.
Don't at me. Moving on.
I don't know.
Let's do mine really quick, because I feel like you guys are going to be super surprised.
This is my surprise.
How much have you guys been keeping up with the new run of X-Men Marvel Comics?
I haven't kept up with. Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to say 0.
The only thing that I paid attention to that was X-Men was Dark Phoenix, and it was horrible.
Not movie. I'm just saying straight comics.
In general, X-Men in general, Dark Phoenix, poop. Big poopy doo-doo cock.
So you guys...
It was bad.
It was 0 bad. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Not good. So
don't ever do this again, Matt. Don't ever do
0.
Don't stroke off to 0, please.
Stop jerking off ghosts on the set.
It's romantic, Matt.
You're going to get ectoplasm everywhere.
Promise?
I'm going to aim it over here.
So probably something that you guys will know about is that there's always been in the comics and the movies...
Wolverine.
Yeah, I am talking about Wolverine, but like a weird kind of like love triangle between Jean Grey, who's always dating Scott, Cyclops.
Yeah.
And then like Wolverine over here. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? Here's an article from IGN, which I hope will clear up what's going on.
An article from IGN?
Yes.
Wow. An actual credible news source.
This is what's happening.
Are Cyclops and Wolverine Kano?
Almost.
Oh, no.
Almost.
No.
I can't believe I called it.
Almost.
Don't do that to me.
I'm doing it. Marvel's doing it to you. Bend over.
I called it.
X-Men 3-way. The internet thinks Wolverine, Jean Grey, and Cyclops are in a relationship.
Oh, my cock.
This is an article by Jesse Shadeen. X-Men fans are surely familiar with the love triangle that is Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Wolverine. While Jean is in a steady relationship with handsome, dependable mutant leader Scott Summers, she can't help but be tempted by the hairy Canadian bad boy with a mysterious past who lives down the hall. But thanks to Marvel's new monthly X-Men
like
comic...
X-Men College Edition. What the fuck?
It is, because it's fucking Bachelor in Paradise. Like...
Really?
They have like a new moon base. It's fucking dumb.
It sounds dumb.
Marvel's, they have a moon base, like getaway, like resort. They have like a moon resort.
Wolverine's like, I'm not going there, bub.
Yeah.
Is it a timeshare? Do they rent it from Dr. Doom?
No, from the Watcher.
Oh, okay.
And the Inhumans. Thanks to Marvel's new monthly X-Men comic, some fans are starting to suspect that there's much more to that relationship. Are Scott, Jean, and Logan carrying out a 3-way romance? I would prefer that to like an active storyline where Wolverine cucks Cyclops and Cyclops is okay with it.
Don't do that. That's gross.
X-Men #1 introduces a new headquarters called the Summer House. Built on the moon and equipped with a direct link to the mutant island of Krakoa. The Summer House is a way for Cyclops... No, Krakoa.
Oh, Krakoa.
I was like, Krakatoa's a volcano,
There's no
dude.
summer on the moon.
And his family, it's a way for Cyclops and his family members to get away and blow off some steam and partake in some other extracurricular activities. Powers of X number 4 already raised some kinky questions about the current state of the Cyclops Jean Wolverine relationship. One of the sinister secrets in that issue teases, and this is a quote from the fucking comic, he's the best there is at what he does. She's married with a kid. The husband knows exactly what's going on, but who is he to point the finger? He's up to much the same and more. Maybe this is just the new normal on the mutant island.
So it's like Big Brother.
Yeah, it's like Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, it is like Bachelor in Paradise.
I want to derail this for just to have a second and go back to our producer and be like, hey, first of all, the moon is tidally locked to the Earth. So if you're on the sunny side, it's always summer on the moon.
But what about the dark side?
Then it's always winter. But I don't know
that's
where
where
their
Darth
base
Vader
is.
is.
So in the supplemental pages in X-Men 1, they show a layout of the summer house. The living quarters is structured as a large open room surrounded by a ring of smaller bedrooms. Most of the bedrooms only connect to the main living area, but 3 of them also have inner doorways that connect to each other.
Oh, they're fucking all
The 3 rooms just happen to be where Cyclops, Jean, and Wolverine sleep.
Okay, go on.
So writer Jonathan Hickman
This
seems
is like
to want
this is
readers
like
to
the
get the
perfect
impression.
seasoning for fanfic. Just saying.
Yeah. Writer Jonathan Hickman seems to want readers to get the impression that Scott, Jean, and Logan are engaging in a menage a trois or a devil's three-way.
Devil's three-way.
It's also worth remembering that Hickman tweeted this teaser back in July. Geez, what the hell is wrong with this person? I didn't read this tweet before doing this. A group of crows is called a murder. A group of tigers is called a streak. A group of mutants is called an orgy. Final orders for House of X number 1 are due today.
What the heck?
So, I don't know if you guys know this, but the X-Men used to be about fighting injustice.
Yeah, you remember that?
Xenophobia and racism.
You remember
now
when-
it's about making our childhood heroes be fucking pussy-ass cucks.
And fucking in space.
Yeah, and fucking in space.
You remember when Jean Grey was like dangerous?
Remember when
I have a
like she
question.
had self-respect?
Yeah, you remember that?
I have
Yeah.
a question.
Sure.
You remember when Gambit was a thing? Remember when Nightcrawler was awesome?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question, and this one's
Sure.
kind of for Jean Grey. Does he have an adamantium boner?
Oh my god. No, because it's a muscle, Matt.
I'm just saying.
So, does Scott have to wear special sex goggles? So
He just closes his eyes.
yeah, but what if he accidentally?
Yes. Well, then he has to look up. He's like, ah!
Then the sex gets spicy.
I
don't really think that he could do that much damage to Jean Grey though if he didn't wear his glasses.
I don't like that you're making them be over sexualized. For as much as everyone's like, oh, you shouldn't like have Captain Marvel be like over sexualized. That's why she's like flat chest. That's why she looks like a dude now, because like, oh, she was over sexualized. But it's okay for like 2 dudes, like for the X-Men to just like have like an orgy.
To do the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, to Eiffel Tower, Jean Grey, the Phoenix.
Yeah, they're fine with that.
Yeah.
They're mutants. What do they care?
Yeah, but that's my point. It's like, what the
Savages, barely even human. That's what that was like, dude.
Why don't they get Beast in on this?
The Beast. It's a lot of hair.
I don't understand like the logic behind that. Like, or who wants it? And they wonder why comic book sales are down and they're getting absolutely fucking destroyed in America by manga.
I'm sure
Yeah.
there's tons of fan fiction already.
Oh, there's tons of fan
But that's
fiction.
the
that's
problem.
been written
But that's the
already.
problem
That's
is
been
that
written.
Marvel
What is that called? Rule
34.
Rule 34.
But
If
that's the
there-
problem is
if
that-
it exists, there's a porn of it or a fanfic
is
of it.
Marvel is hiring people who aren't comic book writers to write comics.
Yeah.
Fucking Zoe Quinn.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is this person
Dude,
writing comics?
Speaking of that, which is odd that you brought Zoe Quinn up, I accidentally Googled her yesterday. Legit. I was trying to Google Molly Quinn, and in my brain went Zoe Quinn. Molly Quinn she's an actress. She was on a show called Castle. She played Castle's daughter. But anyways, I tried to Google her and I went Zoe Quinn and I saw Zoe Quinn's face. I was like, bah, that's not what I meant to do. Like, I was horny before this and now I don't want to.
It's funny that her Twitter handle is
Don't worry about it, Matt.
I watched Castle. Hold on.
It's funny.
I'm holding on. What's your point?
Because he said I was horny before this.
Because I'm a guy.
You were looking up the actress that played Castle's daughter.
No. I'm just saying, as a guy, I'm always horny.
Oh,
that was the point.
I don't know where we got to this place, but I don't
Good save.
No, that was literally it.
No, it's cool. Continue.
You can't tell me that if you were like horny and you saw a photo of Zoe Quinn, you wouldn't be like, well, fuck that now.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, but you were looking for Molly Quinn.
That's what I'm saying.
But you were looking for Molly Quinn first.
It was an accident, Matt. Bob Saget, and I wasn't looking. Fuck you. Okay.
No, I look at a picture of Zoe Quinn and be like, oh, I'd kidnap her and keep her in Toronto for a month.
Jesus.
That was her new thing.
Yeah.
She claimed that she was kidnapped in Toronto. I don't know. She's fucking crazy.
I'd take her for a 30-minute Uber.
Yeah,
That's what he's talking about just now.
Beat you to it.
But let me ride in the back instead of the trunk.
Oh man, I'd kidnap her and throw her in the back seat for 30 minutes.
Yeah, Zoe was in the trunk. That's why she was in the back seat.
Yeah, seriously.
He misgendered me on stage. What? There's video.
Oh my god.
Oh well, I didn't like the way he done it.
He called me sir.
Did you see that weird creepy thing that Kylie Jenner did where she like
said exist?
Like
yes.
Turn on the lights of her daughter's room and was like saying like good morning to her or whatever the fuck? Creepy. I was like, not okay. You didn't see that?
I try and
It's like turn on the light, it was like good morning or whatever, and fucking internet blew up about it.
She was doing Kanye.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
From the Graduate, you know? Okay.
I don't know.
It's a Kanye song.
I don't know where that came from, but yeah, everyone was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, bitch is weird.
It's probably why, because it's a Kanye song.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
I'm aware of
Very
that.
good, Joey.
But isn't...
You get a gold
related,
star.
Are you
right?
telling me that Kim, Kylie, and Kanye have a Cyclops Wolverine Jean Grey going on?
I hope not. Because then anything that has people talking about them upsets me because I just want them to go away.
Yeah.
I just want them to go away. Please.
Yeah.
Do everyone a favor. Stop
And-
taking up bandwidth.
And go. Stop taking up bandwidth. Close the door. You're letting all the Wi-Fi out.
I thought you had something, or is it back to you?
Well, no, I agree with you about the X-Men thing. That I think that's dumb. We're at the point to where it's like, what, did they run out of ideas? Like, did they run out of things for the X-Men to do? I know. How about you make a new villain and have them fight that motherfucker?
No, because that would take originality.
Oh.
And the new Marvel writers, all they can do is rehash
Oh, fair enough.
and shit.
Oh.
Or
The villains are society.
the heroes
Is
become villains.
Is
But
that like becoming a thing now, where like villains are now becoming more popular than the heroes?
So it's funny because in the new Avengers and Captain Marvel crossover that happened earlier this year, Captain Marvel killed Black Panther.
Right.
Because Black Panther was against like the police state that Carol was trying to like implement. Not only did she kill a black man, she killed the king of a country of Wakanda. And like everyone was like, oh, so brave of her to kill the guy who was disagreeing with the police state we're trying to enact. And so Magneto shows up to the Avenger Tower and he brings back the drones that she was using to spy on the mutant country.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, I'm returning this to you. Like, stop spying on us. And she's like, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, I've met people like you before. Because, you know, he's a Holocaust survivor.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
And she's like, you're just like other white people on the internet calling everyone Nazis. He's like, bitch, I know what Nazis look like.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah. He was in a camp.
He was in fucking Dachau.
Yeah.
Like, what do you get?
Yeah.
He's not fucking. Yeah, like basically, I can't. It was just so baffling that like that was, and they like like, yeah, you did the right thing, Carol. Like, did she?
Yeah, no, she did not.
No, she didn't.
No,
she just
didn't.
fucking like talk shit to a Holocaust survivor.
If she
like,
did
what
that
the
shit
fuck?
in Germany, she's going to jail instantly.
Yeah.
Instantaneous jail time.
Yep.
It's just fucking baffling.
That was in the comics?
Yeah.
Like recently?
Earlier this year.
Okay, yeah. That's why I thought it was earlier this year.
It's just fucking baffling.
Yeah.
Like I used to really like the character of Carol Danvers, but she's just turned into like a fucking fascist space police.
Yeah. Because she can go wherever she wants to do whatever she wants because she's OP as fuck. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Except she can't because she gets beaten by people.
She does get her ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does get her ass kicked.
And the only reason she killed Black Panther is because he was like, I'm not going to fight you over this.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh. And then she like made it seem like he attacked her.
Yeah.
Like that was the other thing. She lied about it.
Mm.
Because they're like using enhanced interrogation on some guy. And T'Challa's like, yeah, I'm not okay with this. Like we're becoming the people that we're supposed to be fighting.
Right.
She's like, oh, you're either with us or against us. He's like, well, I can just leave and go back to Wakanda and withdraw support. And then,
yeah.
And then like Aurora Storm's there. She's like, oh, I can't believe you were married to that guy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, Carol's become a straight sociopath.
Yeah.
Like,
It's only a matter of time.
yeah. No butt, a crappy haircut.
Yeah.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Corrupts ass.
There wasn't any to begin with.
That's true. It's
Tom Holland had more.
it's concave. Go like
Barely
that.
even, yeah, it goes the opposite direction.
It's
It's a
like a,
reverse booty.
it's like a spoon.
It's like a spoon, and we're upside down in it.
All right.
But anyways,
It's
yeah,
bubble
no,
butt,
I don't,
but it's
I don't
the
know
other
what's
side of the
happening, and
bubble
it's
that goes
and
around
it's-
the other way.
and it's whack. So I hope they're done with the X-Men movies right now too. On top of all that, not a good time for comic book fans right now.
Just in general,
Like, just in general.
and they're upset. They keep bringing in all these like young millennial like progressive writers, and they're like, "Oh, this is what the kids want,"
Yeah,
and it's
It's
like,
not.
well, no, because you can look at what people want, and it's the storylines of manga.
yeah,
Yeah,
Because
you know what people
you guys,
want?
you guys
People
will get
want
real
badass
mad.
fights and
But
people kicking
that-
ass.
Is Japanese X-Men. My Hero
My Hero?
Academia is Japanese X-Men, straight up.
It just hasn't
Yeah.
gotten to the same level that
yeah.
X-Men is at
Yeah,
right
you're,
now.
You're accurate with that.
But I'll give you that.
That's Japanese X-Men.
I'll give you that.
and
it
it's
is.
fantastic. We're talking about My Hero Academia, by the way, for anybody
And-
listening, not watching.
And people like it.
My Hero?
Yeah.
Oh,
people
yeah, it's
like it.
fantastic.
It's wildly outselling X-Men comics.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
I love it.
I love My Hero Academia.
So I mean,
That's
if
why
you
it's
want,
immortalized on our podcast.
but that's like good X-Men. Like that's the origins of X-Men.
Because
story. Like,
that's a bunch of heroes getting together and kicking the crap
Have you
out
watched
of
it?
villains.
Have you watched it?
no.
'Cause I know
tried-
that you were
I
kinda
read,
against
I
it.
read. I read like the first like 30 or 40, and then I saw that there was like 200 more, and I was like, eh.
If you want to watch it, it's on my server.
It's
by
on
the way.
Hulu.
Is it on? I don't have Hulu. I deleted. I don't have Hulu.
Ah, okay.
I just have Netflix and then my server, and I have YouTube Red I pay for. So I'm one of the weird people that pay for fucking YouTube Red. Excuse me.
We were
No
going.
one
We
said
were
shit,
going
dude.
to. I
know a bunch of people were like, that guy pays for YouTube Red. Like
They
dude,
are now. You just freaking announced
like
it.
there were some pretty good shows on there. Just saying.
Well, we were. I was going to, but then they announced that Cobra Kai was free.
free. Yeah.
So I was
Well,
like,
I mean,
well, then I don't need to buy it
I wanted to
anymore,
watch
'cause
the
Cobra
Rich-
Kai's.
I wanted to watch the rest of Origin, and I wanted to watch Rhett and Link's show, and then I wanted to watch the Game Grumps show, and I was like, I'll just buy it.
just-
Support these guys. Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's by
Yeah.
far the best thing YouTube's
Yeah.
ever made.
I really liked Origin.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. YouTube Rewind, then
Yeah,
Cobra
yeah,
Kai.
yeah.
YouTube Rewind. It's so great.
It's always great.
What time is it, Will Smith? Time for the rewind.
Rewind time.
That's fucking garbage.
Yeah. But yeah, so but yeah, My Hero Academia, if you want to watch it, it's on my server. But,
Okay.
Anyways, speaking of anime, I recently got around to watching Sword Art Online
Boo.
third season, Alicization,
Okay.
I think is what it's called.
Acclimatization.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but I looked it up the other day actually, and it's like it's some
Okay, so while he looks it up again,
Why don't you look it up and you keep talking?
No, it's fine.
open betting.
Because now we just have
is part 2 of this season gonna suck just like the other part 2s?
No.
They have a lot to make up for because as a whole, the second season was
the name Alicization is formed of the acronym ALICE, Artificial Label Intelligence Cybernetic Existence.
Sure.
So it's
AI in the Matrix. Got it.
And reference project goal is turning artificial human into Alice. So it's yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
But anyways. So I watched. I know that we talked a lot of crap on Sword Art because they were doing that thing it was trying to be more politically correct. And I remember specifically stating I was like, I'm fucking done with Sword Art. And I even posted in Slack. You remember? I was like, I'm fucking done with this shit because I was like, I'm not watching it. Like I'm not gonna do it. And then I was at work and at work I have a friend who's like he's a weeb, straight up weeb. Like
with Matt.
I don't work with Matt, but no, it's not Ryan. Hi Ryan.
No pillows, right?
Yes, pillows.
Okay,
like
see,
he's
stop
like,
me.
Like he's a weeb.
I ain't got no friggin' pillows. I ain't got no figurines.
Super weeb.
That we know of.
But anyways, he really knows.
I keep it in files on the folders in the computer. Thank you very much. I don't have fucking pillows and figurines.
This guy though, while he's like a super weeb and he doesn't even care the fact that I call him a weeb, he's like, yeah, you're right.
You're right.
He knows his shit when it comes to anime. He really does. So because I've been like, we've sat and we've talked about like,
well, you were going out to parties.
If you had to choose like
premarital sex, he was practicing the weeb.
I was like, if you had to pick like your top 3 anime, what would it be? And he was like Cowboy Bebop, Rurouni Kenshin. I was like, okay, this guy knows his shit. He's seen like the good shit, like the good classic shit, you know. And then he's like, you know, I was like, do you like Attack on Titan? He's like, fuck no, I hate Attack on Titan. I was like, okay, well, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Cool, so we'll get along.
Do we just become best friends?
Yeah.
I think so.
So we talk about anime all the time. Anytime he comes in work and we see each other, we start talking about anime. And so he was like, hey, just out of curiosity, I know how you feel about Sword Art, but have you watched the 3rd season? I was like, no, I completely I said I was not going to watch anything by Sword Art. And he goes, you should definitely watch the 3rd season. He's like, it's the best Sword Art that they've made. He's like, it's not going to do the weird thing where halfway through it goes some weird juju direction and you don't know why it's happening. It's hard to follow for a moment there and it's like awkward and weird. And then it kind of goes back into the story and then the ending doesn't matter. He goes, it doesn't do that. He goes, the story is very, very linear. There's something that happens and then there's the reaction to that. And then there's a climax to that leads into possibly what's going to happen next. He's like, it's very simple. And I was like, all right. And he goes, he's like, and when you go into it, just everything you think you know about Sword Art, like of what you've experienced from Sword Art, completely take that and just throw it away. Because this is not like Sword Art Online like you have seen before. I was like, okay, whatever. So the plot is, I'm not going to ruin it for you guys if you guys do decide to watch it.
I'm not going to.
You really should. You really should watch it though.
I'm not gonna.
Okay. It's on my server. It's on my server.
I'll give the first episode a shot and see what I think.
Tell me. I don't care. I'll
Okay. So Kirito and everybody Jesus. Yeah, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't watched it because actually I think the last episode just aired recently.
Don't.
So spoiler alert for anybody. But anyways, the plot in the beginning is Kirito and everybody, Asuna and everybody are living their life out normal, and they're still playing the fairy tale, the fairy one,
Alfheim
RPG, Alfheim. Yeah, they're still playing that, whatever. But Kirito is like testing this new VR that this company's coming out, and it's called Rage, I believe is what it's called, and it's built off of basically what it is it's full dive to the point to where it's like full dive, like you're in it. You're in it. You can feel everything. Like everything is legit. Like shit like that. Yeah. So like
pain set at 100.
Everything. Like it's nuts. What it is, it's like you put this thing on and it goes in like deeper into your brain, into like the cells that are within the cells, all the way into like the micro cells.
So they got to trepan you to like put it on.
Crazy juju. That he's testing it, but like you can tell that there's something off with Kirito, because there's a scene in the 2nd or 3rd episode where they're in a cafe and he's like explaining to them this thing that he's doing, and it's basically was being developed from the guy who originally made the first SAO, Aincrad.
Yeah.
No. It's made from a guy who was inspired by him or whatever, like to do it right kind of thing. And then there's a whole like story about like you see the girl, there's a girl who's like a scientist who was dating him. And she was like, I realized that there was some weird shit going on with him, like before he did it, but he had this idea. And it shows like scenes of him before he even made SAO and the VR system and everything, about his like weird dreams that he would have and all this shit.
So it's
really interesting.
It's following the classic trilogy where you go back to before the first one and reveal things that you didn't even know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's following the classic trilogy formula.
And it was pretty cool. Like it was just like in small like blurbs. Like it wasn't like long drawn out scenes, very small, like 30-second scenes, whatever, about like what her relationship to him was and what his overarching goal actually was and all this shit. So anyways, Kirito and Asuna are out. They after the cafe, they're like walking home. And one of the deranged motherfuckers from GGO, like, runs up on him and, like, hits him with that little dart gun thing. And from Laughing Clown or whatever the fuck the name of that.
Laughing Coffin.
Laughing Coffin, yeah. And it's one of those dudes, like, the last member of Laughing Coffin finds him. And, like, they fight. And he fucking hits him, Kirito, with, like, the dart gun thing. And Kirito blacks the fuck out. And Asuna like screams and everything, whatever. They take him to a hospital. He's out in like a coma and shit like that. And then someone comes in from the project that Kirito was testing. It talks to Kirito's mom and everything, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, Kirito's gone. No idea where he's at. Nobody can find him, all this shit like that. But then it goes into this world where Kirito's suddenly in, and he can't tell if he's in a game or if he's in the real world. He can't tell. Like, he can't figure it out. Like, it's that realistic. And he's like, I can't tell. I don't know where I'm at. But I have, like, these strange memories of this place and blah, 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 blah. Then it comes out to that he is in this world. In this, like, virtual game world and all this shit like that. He's in there. And him in his state that he's in right now, like, is the only... Him being in the game is the only thing that's keeping him alive in the real world. Because of the way that the VR system works and shit. And there's like a whole bunch of stuff where they're like using that technology also to like have like AI robots and all that shit like that to work, because there's like some crazy juju where when they were building the system initially, they like had the people who were developing the system go in and like have kids almost in the game and have them raised within the game. And shit, like, and it's like just like they made a society. It's pretty fucking weird, but it's really cool the way they explain it. I'm probably not explaining it right, but it's really cool. But anyways, I was like, all right, well, I'm like super invested into this story because there's old characters, new characters, and there's like this crazy fucking VR thing, and he's in there. I don't know what the whole thing was, because you don't really find out about that.
Probably turned out to be like, oh, this is the only way to keep his brain alive.
Yeah, probably. And she was like, okay.
Look, lady, your son dies, or we do this experimental thing on him.
Yeah,
and he might live.
So
all right, we'll go with might live.
Yeah, it's probably how it went, because they don't ever explain it. He was just suddenly not there anymore. I was like, okay, so you can like draw your own conclusions about how that happened. She may have been manipulated to do it. I don't fucking know.
Moms will do anything to keep their kids alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Ants.
Ants. Yeah. So.
Indiana Jones ants?
No, she is his
No,
aunt.
his aunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
His parents are dead.
That's true.
So, I'm watching it, and I'm watching the story play out and everything, and then I just get completely fucking blindsided with an insane amount of gore that's not in Sword Art. And I explained this to Matt, and Matt was like, well, who's their main competitor? And I was like, I don't know, Attack on Titan, because they have gore. I don't know. And I was like, the point that I was making to him, it was shocking to me.
Was it Gantz level?
No. It wasn't like so much to the point to where it was like, it was like Psycho Pass.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of a little gnarly.
But it's not what you'd expect from sword art.
Because
so you're like, whoa.
The point I made to him was like as if we were watching Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Super came out and you just watch Goku blow a dude's fucking head off and it was gory. You'd be like, I've never seen that happen before in Dragon Ball.
I'd start watching Dragon Ball again.
Yeah. But then again.
Honestly, because like after like 8 years of I need something.
Yeah.
You got to give me something new.
But
no,
however,
I remember the exact moment when I became disinterested in Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Toonami at home and like I was like, oh, new Dragon Ball series is gonna come out.
Mm-hmm.
It was
GT?
Yeah, it was GT, and I was like, oh, cool. I think it was like the second episode is when he's turned into a child.
No, it's the first episode.
And he goes off with Pan.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
I don't care.
GT wasn't good anyway.
I saw this. I already saw this.
Yeah.
This is just Dragon Ball, but in space. Don't care.
With Trunks, who's like a lawyer or something.
Yeah, and Trunks is like a douche, and like
which is lame.
Krillin's got a dumb mustache
and hair.
Yeah, and hair. You were shaving your head this whole time.
Hey, he's a monk.
No.
If you had hair that looked
I'm not
his,
saying the GT
you
was
would
good.
shave your head
How
too.
did an android have a baby? Explain it to me.
Because she had human parts before she was an android.
So who's the woman that Dr. Giro butchered and like ripped her uterus out?
No, the Android 18 was her, and then all that Giro did was add android parts.
Oh, is that what happened?
So she lost her name.
Yeah.
She didn't, whoever she was, like let's say friggin' Laura beforehand, wipe, you are now Android 18.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's a cyborg. She's not an android.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
so she's cyborg 18.
Her and 17 are brother and sister, but yeah, they
so they're cyborgs then.
Yeah, but they just
They're
call
not
them
But
androids.
are they brother and sister or are they cousins?
No, they're brother and sister. But anyways, so
see, I went full circle.
So that's what the point I was making. I was like, it was shocking in that sense. It'd be weird if you were watching Dragon Ball and suddenly there was just like a dude that got blown in half and there's blood and guts everywhere. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
Hold on.
Dude,
this hasn't happened before.
I was so blindsided by it that like I was laying on the couch. I did the whole like sit up thing. Like, what is happening? Like, I was that invested into
that
it.
happened.
And it.
Okay, but what happened? Did somebody get like decapitated?
Well, okay. There's a scene.
Defenestration.
There's 2 episodes.
Bifurcated.
There's 2 episodes that are happening that where it happens where they're like
Scorpion?
Kirito and the other supporting character are in like this swordsman academy. So yes, there's swords. You were asking earlier. There's swords and they must have got
sword art
a
online?
gnarly budget.
No.
They must have got a gnarly budget for their fight scenes because the way that it's all drawn and animated and everything is it's beautiful.
Good,
It's
because
incredible.
I love Overlord, but I hate
like the fight scenes.
how they switch to 3D
Yeah.
CG.
Oh, it's not like that in Sword Art
I
at all.
hate it.
It is very fast
so
paced.
much.
It's well drawn. It's really intense. Lots of colors. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And I was like, they definitely had a budget specifically for their fight scenes because they did not like cut any corners. It's fucking awesome. But anyways, they're like they're like in this swords academy and they have like these stewards or whatever, or these like maids or whatever the fuck that like you start at like the bottom, work your way up. So like swordsmen people in the class have like lower class that like will do their laundry and whatever the fuck, like maids basically.
Your squires.
But yeah. And so they come over to Kirito and the other dude and they're like, these 2 assholes over here were like, we also have to do stuff with them and clean their shit, but they're like asking us to do like lewd acts and shit. And Kirito and the other dude are like, well, that's not fucking cool. So they confront the 2 guys and the 2 guys were like, well, fucking, what are you going to do about it, basically? And they're like, if it happens again, we're going to have to go report you, basically, for it. And so the next episode comes and they like actually tried to do something to the 2 girls. And Kirito like leaves to go do something and the other character goes into the room while like they have the 2 girls like tied up. Like they're basically going to rape the 2 chicks.
So it's like the end of the Alfheim.
That's a little more gnarly than that. But there's like 2 chicks on a bed and they're like taking their clothes off and shit. And it's like, I was like, holy shit. Like this is getting fucking like intense already. And there's a thing called it's like a code that the game goes off of. And if you don't abide by it, then you can be exiled and all this shit like that. And murder is completely not allowed in this game at all. Like no PKing basically. Nobody's ever done it in the game. Nobody's ever murdered anybody in the game in like 300 years. And he's like standing there watching the two dudes like about to rape these two chicks, and he's like having a conflict. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to fucking do. Like, I understand that there's like, it's called the taboo index is what it's called, but the rules. He's like, I understand that like they are like legally by the taboo index, they can do this, but this is morally wrong. Is like the conflict that he's having, and he wants to do something about it. And as they're getting like the guys are getting closer and closer to fucking doing it, he just like snaps. And this thing comes over his right eye, which is like an error code that comes over like his eye, and like I haven't gotten to the point to where I can figure out what's happening.
Wait, is he a program or is he an actual person?
I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. That's the thing. That's
because if they're descendants from like the people who like had babies, but their babies are just fucking code, and they're a descendant, and they're just code. That's not people.
I haven't gotten. I'm more than halfway through the season, but I haven't quite figured. That's the thing that's hard about it. Is some shit happens. It's hard to know who's a person playing and who's an AI. It's really difficult. It's real difficult. But anyways, he like snaps, gets his thing over his eye.
Did they try and run up and hug them? Because that's how you find out if they're ghosts.
But anyways, he like rages out. His fucking eye explodes out of his face. Like it literally explodes.
As it does.
And it's like starts shooting blood out of his face. And it's like, I was not expecting that shit. He fucking draws his sword, chops the dude's fucking arm off. Dude starts spraying blood out of his arm. It sprays onto the two chicks, and the two chicks are just like stunned. And it's like not like the normal like colorful sword art colors, you know. It's like dark, gritty,
like
fucking
Kill Bill style.
It's gnarly, you know.
Like
I was like, oh fuck. So then he's like starts tripping out about his life force and like his HP and shit like that. And he's like they ends up like cutting one of the restraints off one of the girls and like ties his arm off, and he's like freaking out. It's like dripping. The other dude tries to fight. It's like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker now. I'm going to behead him. And then Kirito jumps in. And then Kirito ends up chopping that dude's both of his hands off and starts spraying blood everywhere. And he's like, and then there's like a moment where I was like kind of freaked out, like watching. It was freaky. The dude's on the floor with no arms. There's like blood spraying out everywhere. And it's like pretty gnarly. And then he starts like glitching.
So he used blood fountain attack and it was ineffective.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that means. But anyways, the guy is like laying on the ground.
Really?
He
with
starts
both arms off. It's just a scratch.
Oh god! But he's like on his back, and he starts like going like taboo index, taboo, and he's like glitching the fuck out, and it's like really freaky, like to watch like.
So he's a program.
Like that's the thing is I don't know yet because that's the
normally when people get their hands cut off, and I've seen this, they don't start screaming taboo.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Or glitching.
Let's say
normal people don't glitch.
You've seen Sword Art.
I have.
When a person got killed in the original, what happened?
They
like dereg.
They started doing this whole like that,
right?
And then they'd have some last line, and then they'd glow, and then poof.
Yeah. Unless it was more climactic for them to not have a line,
right?
Like what's her face? The remember he joins that party at the beginning.
She
doesn't get a line.
Yeah,
she just dies.
She just smiled at him like
that was fucked up.
Yeah,
that was when it was good.
Yeah,
that was when it was good. And then like, Thor's a woman, and then there's giant fucking flying fucking Cthulhu that we're gonna ride on the back of. There weren't bows before, but now that this chick's here, now there's bows.
Yep.
Hang on,
fuck that show.
Hang on, guys. We need to save
Thor.
Excalibur from the world tree in Norse mythology.
Yeah, that was it. You're just mixing. Like it's not just 2 seconds of Googling.
Yeah. Those
you realize those aren't things.
So like you said,
Mjolnir?
in the original Sword Art, when they would die, they'd explode like that, right? So he is on his back, blood shooting out of his arms. He starts glitching out, and it's like really, it's like eerie when it's happening. And you're like, there's like no music. And he's just like glitching out and like fading in and out. And it's like really fucked up. And then he dies. But the body stays there. and it's like there's
So
just
then
like
he's
a lifeless body there,
A
and I'm like,
program?
I don't know.
Because
So-
the real people poofed?
No,
I don't know.
I mean, it's like you're saying it's like an upgrade of like previous stuff. Like, remember when enemies would just disappear on like Nintendo?
Yeah.
But now you have games where the bodies.
Oh, they stay there. Yeah, but it's
like,
just
Hitman. The bodies stay there.
yeah,
And you got to do stuff with them.
yeah.
There was in what's the zombie survival one where the bodies decay and you can get diseases from hanging out too
Oh,
close to them?
in Dead or Alive?
DayZ.
Oh, DayZ. Yeah.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like
Or
that
Days
could just
Gone?
be
Not out of the
that could
norm.
just be an upgrade.
Was it
yeah.
Days or was Days Gone?
No, it's DayZ.
No, it's not Days Gone.
It's
Oh,
DayZ.
okay.
DayZ is the survival one where there's like a bunch of other people and they're trying to kill you.
Yeah. But either way,
You in a zombie apocalypse.
in
Yeah.
the game, if you died, you would just poof and come back at the cathedral or whatever. When this one, he kills the dude, he glitches out like crazy as fuck, and then he stays there. The body's there, and I'm like, okay, because like this
Makes it
thing,
seem like he's programmed.
this thing is like so weird. This like VR thing that they have being built, is it a human that maybe it affects you so well that you actually die, but like you're a mainstay in the game, or is it a program? I don't fucking know. I don't know. But it's pretty gnarly. So, like I said, I'm halfway through it, and there's a bunch of other shit that
This has been
happened.
a hell of a synopsis for halfway through.
Dude, yeah, dude, that's only like episode like 9 or something too, and there's like 28 episodes or something. And I was like, holy shit! And there's some more other like gory
That's
shit that
not
happens.
real.
But what?
Animes only come in 12, 24, or like 876. Like that's the only
but-
time.
What? Oh God, what was it? I can't think of it. What's the one with the cop? It's the cop drama.
Copcraft?
Copcraft. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
That was 13 episodes for some reason.
Yeah, because 13.
Well, because one of them was like a friggin' recap episode.
Oh, did you watch it?
I started to, and then I realized it was a recap episode, and I went, nope.
No, I mean you watched the whole.
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing.
good, right?
Yeah, I watched
I
it
loved
too.
it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I got it on
Loved
my
it.
server. Yeah, it's good.
It
Yeah,
does
it's good.
remind me of Carnival
Carnival
Row.
Row, yeah.
Carnival Row was very good.
Yeah.
We watched that.
The intro itself was like, oh, we got a bebop vibe going on.
Yes,
We got a bebop
that is
vibe going on.
That was the exact same thing I said to her with the
As soon as
smooth
the
techno
intro-
jazz.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
It didn't seem to.
oh.
I didn't like it with it.
I immediately went, oh, there's a beat. That's an homage. That's an homage.
All of it's on your.
It's on my server, yes. And so I will say, thus far, where I've gotten to it, best sword art season by far. It follows the light novel to a T. It's what sword art needed to be like considered like a good anime again, like for sure.
And again,
Like
I'm
so
gonna-
far by what I've watched,
I'm gonna throw out
fucking
there.
fantastic.
I'm gonna throw out there that
Ending matters.
I'm gonna get there.
the ending
and then I'll
at the
hold
other
judgment.
the ending of the other 2 seasons did not do very well.
No, they didn't.
And one of their main competitors is, as bad as it is, people seem to enjoy it, Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
So they do have to try to step it up a little bit and go in that area, I guess.
Yeah, they do.
To be able to compete. And that's why I said, like, when you said it was gory, I'm like, I could see that. I could see them doing that because they have to compete.
Yeah. It's fantastic so far. It is what Sword Art needed. I highly recommend it, honestly. And I know that I'm super hypocritical when I said on the podcast that I was done with Sword Art and everything, but then after my buddy was like, you really need to watch it. You just need to watch it. And I'm glad I did.
So what you're
So,
telling me...
I have a little bit of hope for, and there's movies coming out too that are based off of whatever happens at the end of
What
season 3.
you're telling me is that near the end of this next year, when we have our... All right, so any regrets, guys? You're gonna have to be like, yeah, I regret saying that I
like Sword Art.
that I was never gonna touch Sword Art again. I
Yeah.
have to regret that.
Yeah, I have to regret it. Yeah. So hopefully it ends well. I told everyone my friends who have watched it, because I've talked to a few other friends. They're like, "Oh, dude, it was so great." When I was like, shut up, I haven't finished it yet. Because
It's so great when you shut the fuck up because it's a spoiler.
I think the last episode aired in August, so it's just been recently that it ended. So, but yeah,
Endings matter.
I think I'm gonna finish it tomorrow.
The examples that come to mind are Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Last 2 seasons were absolute garbage. And it
Okay.
ruined the entire series.
I loved Game of Starbucks.
Oh, speaking of endings,
The ending of the first season of Rise of the Shield Hero was terrible. Hated it.
We talked about it on the podcast.
It made me angry.
It went nowhere.
It made me angry how bad it was.
Nothing fucking happened. It was horrible.
It should have ended when he was on the bridge and all of his friends were there and be like, this is an ending point.
I agree with that.
This is an end.
It was bad.
I've seen a lot worse endings to that than the Rise of the Shield hero. And aside from,
I'll say it, and people can at me. The movie that was the real ending to Neo Geo Evangelion, garbage.
Oh,
movie
yeah.
Sucks.
It was not good.
Movie sucks.
I agree
and
with
it
that.
ruined the ending of the anime.
I agree. Yeah. You ruined it.
It did. The movie sucked. I hated it.
It was bad. You said endings. Did you watch El Camino?
I don't know what that is.
The Breaking Bad movie?
Oh, El Camino. I thought you said something else. Yes, it's fantastic.
I thought it was
That's
fucking
to me.
great.
To me, that's an epilogue.
He was driving away in the other dude's car, in Skinny Pete's car.
Yeah, it's an epilogue and it's fantastic. It made me. It was so good that I started watching Better Call Saul, which I didn't want to watch because I was like, I don't care.
So I have a theory.
Because Vince Gilligan is so good. It made me remember how good of a writer and a director Vince Gilligan is.
Yeah.
Because he's fantastic.
He's fantastic.
He's probably the best TV writer of our generation.
Spoiler alert. Just gonna hold it for a second. I think there's gonna be another El Camino movie. There's a reason why. In the trailer for El Camino, there was a scene that was not in the movie. And
that happens a lot, though.
No. Just hear me out. This is why I said spoiler alert to this, because I'm going to basically fuck up the ending here for anybody who hasn't seen it. The scene that I'm talking about... Are you leaving? Are you legit leaving?
He wants to watch it. It's fantastic.
Does he really? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
It's the greatest television series
Of all time.
of our lifetimes.
Yeah.
Easily.
Okay.
Name another television series that was more prolific or loved or highly rated.
Yeah. No, I can't.
Because Game of Thrones was the competitor, and it sucked dick.
Yeah. Breaking Bad is one of my favorite shows of all time, too, by the way.
I mean, Sons of Anarchy was good, but the last couple seasons were meh.
Sopranos was pretty fucking great.
Same thing. Last 2 seasons sucked.
Oh, okay. I mean, go in the living room.
Good.
Oh, okay. But anyways, okay, here. I'll make it so it's not horrible. Okay. The end of El Camino, where he is and he drives away where he's from the place that he went to.
Yeah. He's in Alaska and he's driving away in a truck.
Jesus Christ. But anyways, we don't see anything that happens after that. There was a scene in the trailer for El Camino where Skinny Pete's sitting there and they're interrogating him basically. And he's like, I don't know where he is, and even if I did, I wouldn't fucking tell you guys. Like that scene was not in El Camino.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be a second one where they're still looking for him.
Yeah.
Because did you notice after the scene where they drove away in the separate cars, we never heard anything about the El Camino.
No.
We never heard anything about it.
No.
We never saw if he got captured, if he got interrogated. No, we didn't see any of that stuff.
Yeah.
They just went their separate ways, and away Jesse went by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So we never heard anything. Now Jesse's where he's at. He's in Alaska. And, okay, so we're just to believe that that's going to be it? Legit?
Maybe. Here's the thing, though. It's funny to me, and it might have been too subtle for a lot of people to pick up on.
Welcome back, Matt.
The money that Badger and Skinny Pete give Jesse is the money that Walt gave them.
Yeah.
So it's still funny, like, how even after Walt's dead, he's still, like, helping Jesse move forward.
Yeah.
In his own way.
Oddly enough, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the same money he paid. Because at the very last episode of Breaking Bad is when Walt pays Skinny Pete and Badger to do the laser pointers through the window of his partners, and he, I've got assassins following you.
Yeah, that was so funny.
This money better get to my children.
Yeah, that was so funny.
But So I just thought it was funny that like that money then in turn went back to Jesse.
Yeah, he can never escape it.
That movie was so good, and it gave me a new appreciation of how much I fucking hate Todd. I hated him.
Oh, yeah.
I hated him in the show.
Yeah.
The movie made me hate him even more.
I was watching him, and just a little bit of backstory I got on him, I was like, he's so creepy. I fucking hate
Todd.
I gotta hate that guy.
Todd.
I'm like, stop being so... Just
weird.
Stop being weird.
Stop being so fucking
God, dude.
creepy.
Like, dude, he's got a gun, and you're just gonna be like, just give it a thing. You killed your maid.
I fucking hate him.
Fucking freak.
With a belt. With his belt.
And then he put it back on. He's a freak.
I hate
dude.
Todd.
He's
Todd so
but you know
much.
what? I give that actor so much credit because I fucking hated that guy.
You know what we call?
But he made me hate that character so much because he was weird.
The actor's name, but I always remember. And I was like, oh, he's like Matt Damon's Down syndrome cousin.
Yeah, he does.
That's what he looks like. Like
Plays a creepy dude.
that whole season, that whole part where he's like, "What kind of pizza do you like? What kind of pizza? We'll get 2." I was like, dude, stop being weird. Knock it off.
Weird.
Like, jeez, man. Gosh.
Is it date night?
he is a creepy neighbor in Date Night.
He is a creepy neighbor.
The cop.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the like too intense. He's got his niche of like acting. He's like the Robert De Niro of creepiness.
Robert De Niro.
Because Robert De Niro always plays like a cool, soft, like Robert De Niro only plays one character, and it's Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
That guy, Todd, only plays one character, and it's Todd.
Yeah.
Like,
and he plays it fantastically.
Because he was in Friday Night Lights too, and he was a weirdo in that.
Yeah.
And in Black Mirror, he was a weirdo in that too.
I would say he was exceptionally weird in Breaking Bad, though.
Yeah.
Cause, dude, like I'm so fucking glad he got killed. Because he was a freaking weirdo. Yeah, and I was like, man, I remember watching the movie and being like, this whole part where he's with him and this flashback is going to piss me off because I hate this character.
We thought it was going to get weird sexual.
So did I. I did too.
Okay.
So I was like, dude, he's going to rape Jesse.
I thought that too.
That's what I thought.
I totally thought
for real. I thought he was going to.
Because that's how he was acting.
Yeah, puts the lotion on the skin thing.
That's how he was acting.
He was being weird. And he was like, because he takes him to his apartment. He's like, you like what I done with the place? I was
you want to see my bedroom? I was like, oh no.
Yeah, he puts him in his room. Yeah, it was weird. Like, dude, I don't like that character. But it's so well written and he plays it so good.
El Camino is fantastic.
It was great.
Netflix is killing it.
Netflix is killing it.
Netflix is killing it. The fact that that movie came out on Netflix and not AMC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering like what the hell happened.
Yeah.
So
how did AMC screw up so badly?
Yeah.
So to jump on your Netflix is killing it, but also kind of dial back a little bit to the anime. I watch a lot of anime on Netflix, so it keeps giving me suggestions for it.
Right.
A new one that popped up was called it's called Ultramarine Magmel. I don't know why it has that name. Whatever.
Because bad Japanese translation.
So I start watching the first episode. I'm like, I'll check it out. And a little bit of a spoiler alert for anyone who wants to jump into it. The synopsis I'm going to give you brief for this is new continent just magically appears in the middle of the friggin' Pacific Ocean. Super dangerous. And your main character is a guy who's called an angler who his job is to go rescue or bring back corpses of explorers.
Uh-huh.
Kid comes to him and says, hey, I want to hire your services. My brother's an explorer. So it's like, all right, let's go. Well, his brother, turns out, was searching for a plant that would help heal the kid that hired the main character, because this plant is known to have this magical healing properties. Thing is, the plant for people, but the plant grows off of corpses, and the brother killed his parents and his crew and needs a few more bodies and ends up killing the little brother. And the little brother...
That just defeats the purpose of what you were doing, bro.
Because apparently the continent, like, warps people. But anyway, so he ends up killing the brother and gets the plant thing. He's like, great, I friggin' did it. I have the thing, blah, blah, whatever. And the little brother's like dying. It's like, save my brother. Okay, you got it. I'll save your brother. In the only way that he can be saved. Straight up murders the older brother after the little brother dies. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
And like, when the little brother gets killed, the older brother's got like a stick. It comes up behind him and just through. You see this stick come through him and blood come out. He's just like, I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good one.
Or
Getting
confusing.
gnarly.
Netflix is killing it, dude.
Yeah, we talked about it before, but like the Haunting of Hill House is best Netflix series. I would say it's, in my mind, like best Netflix series, like Daredevil and then Haunting.
Really?
Like it's up there. It was so. Did you watch it yet?
They're just in different genres.
Not yet. I haven't had time.
Kill yourself, then watch it.
Well, I have E. coli right now, so.
No, honestly, like it's the.
And there's a second season coming out.
Next year. The acting, like the story, like the people that they got to play the younger versions and the older versions look so spot on.
Really?
Like the casting was so well done. Like
Where's Stranger Things in that?
Stranger Things was good.
I would put Stranger. I like Daredevil and Haunting more than Stranger Things.
Daredevil is awesome.
That's one of
Yeah.
the biggest ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Black Mirror too, though.
The first
Altered Carbon.
3 seasons.
Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon was okay.
I liked it.
It was okay.
I liked it.
Haunting of Hill House like was a game changer for me as far as like long form horror stories. It's hard to keep the suspense ratcheted up as high as it was for that extended amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And they did such a good job of pacing in every single episode to keep it. And I watched it again and I saw things that I didn't see.
Oh,
There's
I love when
so much.
That.
We watched the trailer and I was like, oh my God, there's something in the background. Like, and it's just every time.
Really?
Like, yeah, there's a whole lot going on.
I'll have to check that out.
It's scary. So scary.
Is it scary?
Loved it. Yeah.
Really?
It's
And it's sad. It's like super
it's very
at the end, it's like one of the ones that hits you and you just have to like, sit
it's
there for a minute.
extremely tragic.
Really?
And the acting by Timothy Hutton and God, I can't think of the name of the mom. Anyways, is just so like good.
Really?
Carla Gugino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's fantastic. Like that's probably the best thing I've ever seen her in. And like it's just
really
so creepy.
Oh, I'll have to
'cause
watch it.
The little kids are like, oh, what if we were having a nightmare where I was older and I died and they had to sew my mouth shut and I tried to scream but I couldn't. Like,
Whoa.
would you wake me?
Whoa.
Dude, the kids and it's like a 4-year-old kid delivering these like lines. They're amazing.
Wow.
I don't even want to know how many takes it took
Who cares?
to
It's
get
creepy.
like it was so creepy.
It's just like the Louis C.K. thing. It's like somewhere out there, there's a tape of a kid being like, "Goodbye, Jews," from Schindler's List. It's like somewhere out there, there's a tape.
Yeah, the test. The test. Yeah. All right, do the line. Goodbye, Jews.
All right,
Yeah.
next.
No,
Goodbye, Jews.
The Haunting of Hill House was amazing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like, there's a 3rd season of Castlevania coming out.
Oh, I can't wait.
Super hyped for it.
Fucking one of the best lines in that whole show, where he's like, "Man, it sounds like you have it rough," and he's like, "Yeah, and your father's fucking Dracula."
or she's
So
like,
funny.
it doesn't matter where I go, like God's always trying to like kill me, and then like explosions overhead. She's like, see?
So what about Dr. Frankenstein?
Oh, the David Harbour like short film. Like there's David Harbour like came out with like a short film. It's like 30 minutes long, and it's like one of those faux documentaries,
Right.
And it's about
A mockumentary?
Yeah, it's like a mockumentary about his dad. His dad like used to be like a theater and television actor. And it's about his dad's production of Frankenstein's monster Frankenstein.
Wow.
It is the most ridiculous shit ever. And it's just David Harbour being himself. And it's insane. Hopper from Stranger Things.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's so fucking funny.
Really?
And so random.
What do you see this on?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
It's just so weird.
Okay. I'll have to look that up.
It's hilarious. And like, what's his name? Doc Ock is in it for like 10 seconds.
Like the guy that plays Doc Ock in the original Spider-Man?
Yeah, what's his name? It's
I can't
not
remember
Sam
his name.
Raimi. It's it is Sam Raimi.
It is
I
Sam
don't know
Raimi.
why. It is Sam
It's
Raimi.
not Sam Raimi. It's not that guy.
It is Sam Raimi.
Definitely not that guy.
He's in it for like 10 seconds.
It's that guy.
It's that guy.
And we had to pause it. I was like, isn't that Sam Raimi? Why is he in this? Why is he only in it for 5 seconds? Why did he come out from behind a bookcase? He's like the sea captain. He's like, weather's pretty bad today, and then leaves through the front door. He comes out from behind a bookcase and then leaves through the front door.
I'll have to watch this. This sounds awesome. I want to see Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe and
Yeah, we were just looking at that.
yeah, it looks weird.
We just
it looks
watched,
awesome.
We watched the dead don't die.
Oh,
The Jim Jarmusch.
yeah.
With,
Good one.
it was
Yeah.
so random.
Oh, you know what? I got forced to watch at work the other day. The Witch, but the 2 V's is the name.
Boo!
It's like I saw that
It's
movie.
garbage.
I saw that movie in theaters.
Garbage. I saw it at the
and then
drive-in.
my
It's
buddy was like,
garbage.
"Dude, you gotta watch this movie. It's so
Shit.
good." I was like, "This movie is shit,
Shit.
shit." And he was like, "Well, I've only saw like the first like whatever." He's like, "It seemed awesome from the first little bit." And I
Nope.
was like, "Keep watching," and I was like, "Fine, I'll watch it with you." And he was like, "This movie was whack as fuck," and I was like, "I know." It got nominated for shit.
Which is just proves
Whack.
how stupid
To be
nominations
fair,
are.
a couple years ago, they gave the Academy Awards to a movie where a girl fucked a fish. So
Fair enough.
just
Hey, man.
Well, when you
just
put it that
saying.
way.
It was directed by
Hey,
Guillermo.
It was romantic as fuck.
I'm just
that fish man.
saying.
The Lighthouse apparently, what's his name, had sex with a mermaid. So
Willem Dafoe?
no,
I can see it.
the other guy. What's his name? The guy. No, the
Yeah,
dude from
Willem
he-
Dafoe, I believe he would do that.
Well,
in
wait,
real
He
life.
played
Which side of
the
the
Twilight guy.
mermaid?
What's his name? Fuck.
Robert Pattinson?
Robert Pattinson. Yeah.
Batman, you mean?
Oh, jeez.
Batman?
Oh, dude, freaking Danny DeVito's out as the Penguin. Why? It sucks. I thought he would have played fucking awesome Penguin.
I've seen him play the
I
Penguin.
was saying, wasn't
did
he
great.
already the Penguin?
Huh?
He already was a Penguin.
No, he's
great.
out for the movie though.
Yeah, because they're bringing in. I heard Michael Cera.
Stupid.
What?
Stupid.
I'm just. It'll be like another like 20 years before they can make a good Batman movie, because Christopher Nolan.
Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that's what they need.
That's all they need to make is Batman Beyond. Stop with all this fucking Batman shit.
Only
Make Batman Beyond.
Only if you bring in Michael Keaton or Christian Bale to be old Bruce Wayne.
Fine, do it, but Batman Beyond.
Who do you want to play Terry?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, fucking.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Wow. I mean, he's way too old for that role.
I don't care.
What's the dude?
Wait, what if we bring in Keanu Reeves as old Batman?
I'd rather it be Michael Keaton
Yeah.
or Christian Bale. Speaking of Keanu Reeves in movies that he shouldn't be, have you guys seen that Matrix 4 is going to come out?
Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt could play him.
Isn't he getting a little old though too?
He still.
I mean, he
looks-
played Robin.
He played Robin.
All you gotta do is
But then you couldn't have what's his name? You couldn't have
Christian Bale.
yeah.
Yeah.
Supposed to be Robin.
Okay, Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton would be good. I mean, he already was Robin Hood.
what if you go grab what if you grab a nobody and make him big?
Wasn't Terry Asian?
Yeah, that's why I said it was
Part Asian?
That's why I said like who could play it. Probably Joseph Gordon-Levitt has that kind of a look too, though, a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Grab a nobody, make him big.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'm thinking of someone right now. I'm trying to remember his name. Hold
Someone who's ethnically ambiguous.
on. Dennis O. I don't know if you know who Dennis O is. He
not
was
off the
in
top of my
he's been in a whole bunch of like Japanese movies, but yeah, he's here. I'll show you a photo.
Get the guy who played Kenshin. Have him do it.
Dennis O.
He looks familiar.
Yeah, he looks a lot like the guy though.
Yeah, he does. He looks like Terry.
Looks a lot like him.
Is it
Yeah.
Sandra Oh's son? Because that'd be funny.
No, I don't think so. No.
Or do you know?
Parents Dennis Joseph O'Neill.
Oh.
Aw.
Shut the fuck up, Matt. But yeah, either him.
You mad at me for?
You went, oh, you fucking
He's
asshole.
the one who was making the joke.
Anyways, Matrix 4 is gonna suck.
Matrix 4 looks absolutely terrible.
Why are they fucking doing that?
Because it's going to be about trans.
Who gives a shit? I know.
Lana and Lily Wachowski.
Stupid. Epic hard pass.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Pass arena.
No, thank you. Because they've already announced that
you're bringing
Keanu,
back dead characters.
Carrie, and Lawrence Fishburne are in it. Lawrence Fishburne is the only one who should still be fucking alive.
Yeah.
Carrie Ann Moss is dead. Trinity died.
Neo's gone.
Neo died.
Yep. They're both dead.
And yet, they're both in the movie.
I don't know.
Then they wouldn't be headlining actors.
Yeah. Don't care.
Do not. No, thank you, Lana and Lily. They've lost their damn minds.
Yeah, they have.
Like, ever since Speed Racers sucked. Oh, my God.
No. Okay, here. I will say.
That was good. Right?
I know we're going over on time here, but I want to geek out for a second about the Matrix. The only way that they could make another Matrix, and I would be totally fine with it, is if they made the Matrix, and I don't know how in tune with the Matrix lore and novels and everything you are as I am. I would only be okay if they
played the online game, so a lot.
This wasn't in the games, though. I'd only be okay if they made a Matrix movie based on the first Renaissance. The last Renaissance.
Yeah.
Not the first Renaissance, I'm sorry. The last Renaissance is when the Rise Up happened.
And when the Merovingian first broke off.
And when the sky went black, went dark and all that. If they made a movie for that, of when before like all this shit happened, everyone had to go underground and all that shit like that, I would watch the hell out of that. Because if you watch the Animatrix, there is some of it in the Animatrix. I just remember this.
It's what's his name? Park, the guy who wrote and created Aeon Flux.
Yeah.
The Renaissance was his story.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I forgot that it's in the Animatrix. Yeah, but there's a small, like 5-minute one about the last Renaissance or whatever it is. About it happening. It's like the dude riding on the mechanical horse and shit. Oh man, it's so awesome. But anyways,
them just beating that robot prostitute.
Yeah,
out.
dude, holy shit. And like if they did that,
beating a robot hooker ain't a crime.
I would be all for it. I would watch the hell out of that movie. Because all we have is the basis of it's already happened. They could do a whole bunch of stuff leading up to that, whole mess of stuff about who the first robot was, fast forward to what we're at now, and then the fall, and then when the sky goes dark, and all that stuff. Like, could be wicked gnarly, but
here's the problem with that. It'd basically just be Caprica. Do you remember Caprica?
Yeah, the show, right? Yeah.
Caprica was basically that.
Yeah, wasn't Caprica also kind of based off of Battlestar?
That's what it was.
Yeah,
it was the origin of
the
Cylons in Battlestar.
You're right. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're right.
So just Caprica then.
Yeah, I would still watch it. Yeah, I'd still watch it. I haven't watched that in so long.
Speaking of that, Caprica had probably like one of the coolest ideas for a VR game ever. Do you remember this?
No, I don't.
So in Caprica, they're using like there's a VR game where it's basically like real life, but if you die, you're banned. Forever.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
So it's Diablo Nightmare mode or Hardcore mode.
Yeah.
So like everyone's like trying to like, it's basically just the world, but a game. So
so it's Diablo Hardcore mode, and if you die, then your character's deleted, which means you're banned.
So they have like a guy who's like the crime boss, like in the game, but in like real life, he's like a fucking garbage man.
We'll say an accountant or some nonsense.
Yeah, and it's real funny. Like Caprica was really good, and then it got canceled after the first season.
Yeah.
Well, that happens to a lot of good shows.
Yeah. So Battlestar was fantastic though.
Yeah.
I
didn't mind. I didn't mind the ending of Battlestar that much.
I liked.
I didn't.
I didn't like because I watched it live. I didn't like the fact that like.
I watched it live too.
Okay, do you remember the last season how there was like, because of the writer's strike, there was like 4-week breaks in between every episode?
Yeah, because we're trying to draw it out to make it still relevant. Yeah.
I was so stupid.
Yeah. But it was good. I didn't mind it. Well, you know, it was kind of had a shitty ending. Was Babylon 5? Kind of had a shitty ending, and I liked Babylon 5.
Never watched it.
What? Damn.
I was too busy watching Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine? Okay, that's what I figured. That's what everyone was doing.
Too busy watching Deep Space Nine, bro.
Yeah. Babylon 5 was really good. but the ending was they could have done better. But I really like Babylon 5 up to that point. But there was a lot of good sci-fi shows back in the day. Lost.
Lost was fucking awful.
You didn't like Lost?
There was one good season where it was really good, and that was the first season. And then everything after that sucked.
Oh. I mean, I didn't think the ending of Lost was bad.
You know why? Because
Lost
JJ, as soon as you could tell when JJ left the show, because they had no idea what they were doing. They had no idea what the ending was.
And they never finished. Well, hold on. Which Stargate are we talking about here?
SG-1.
SG-1? Okay. Atlantis was great, too.
Atlantis was cool.
I liked Atlantis as well.
Whatever the other one was garbage.
Stargate Universe?
Universe? That was shit.
Was it Stargate Universe?
Stargate Universe was garbage.
Nobody can hear you right now.
The blue lady and the little one that farts. Oh, Farscape. Farscape is fantastic, yeah. That also had Ben Broder in it.
So Stargate Universe is the one. Damn, there's a lot. I watched Stargate Atlantis. I watched Universe, didn't like it. Stargate Origins is the 2018 one, and then Farscape.
Oh, we never watched that one.
Sanctuary. I don't know what that is. Is that a Stargate show? Is that a Stargate show? Canadian science fiction television series created by Damien Kindler.
That's Stargate guy.
Show ran 4 seasons from 2008 to 11. Fifth series plan never made. Is this?
I remember they were supposed to come out with the Stargate that was like when they first unearthed the gate in Egypt. Oh, that's Origins?
It's Origins, yeah.
Was that any good? We didn't watch it.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard it's pretty good. Well, okay. Let me rephrase. I've heard it's good from sci-fi fans. From like my friend Baron and stuff. It's good.
Baron Trump?
No. Don't make fun of my friend. It's good. But from like the masses who would just watch it on the regular, they're like, no, I think it's got like a fucking 3, like a 3-star out of 10, like whatever. But then again, aren't most like sci-fi shows kind of cheesy and kind of like poor, like low budget, like.
Battlestar wasn't. That shit looked amazing.
Battlestar was not.
Battlestar looked amazing.
Yeah. You know what else looked amazing? Fucking Firefly, but we'll never fucking see any more of that shit.
Yeah.
Miss that show.
People don't like gingers.
Is that the problem?
Yeah. Joss.
That's fact. Anyways. All right. Well, we need to wrap up because this has gone on way too long and I didn't get into a couple topics that I wanted to get into. So, what's the matter, Matt?
Nothing.
You're waiting for it?
Waiting for what?
Okay, so let's talk about it. So Destiny just came out. We'll go by this pretty quick. Damn, Joey's like...
There is no possible way...
Yeah, it has... So what? Get over it. Season 4! Okay, our shows now go 2 hours.
First of all, we are not going to get into Destiny because I know how much you enjoy it. And secondly, I listened to you ramble on for a synopsis. I'm doing air quotes for the people who aren't watching right now. Synopsis.
It was a synopsis.
Of the first half of Sword Art Online 3. And that took like half an hour.
It didn't take a half hour. I timed it. It only took 15 minutes.
All right.
Like.
Whatever. No, it took 15 minutes.
Like half an hour.
Okay, it felt like
15
an eternity.
minutes.
It felt like 45 minutes.
Jeez, my bad. He could have been like, you don't want to talk about this. We don't care.
You would have still kept going.
No, I would have been like, all right, my bad. Go watch it for yourself.
No way, dude. You'd have been so offended.
No, I'd have been like, go watch it for yourself then.
If we said we didn't care?
You don't care, though. That's why I fucking still went on about
I told you I'd watch it.
What are you fucking arguing with me about then?
I'm not going to watch it.
Then don't.
I said that.
Like, okay, then don't.
I'll watch the first episode and find out if I like it or not. But you already told me what happens.
Okay.
God.
Whatever. Anyways, Destiny came out. It was fucking awesome. Matt started playing it. He likes it, only kind of. But anyways, I'm enjoying the fuck out of it. It's great games. You guys go get it. So right now it's on Steam. It's not on Battle.net anymore. Anyways, you can watch the podcast on iTunes. You can listen to it on iTunes and Google Play as well as Spotify and SoundCloud. You can watch the show on YouTube. If you want to find any social media, it's going to be down below in the description. All of our social media links will be down there. And if you want to find us, our personal Twitters, they'll be also down in the description down below. So thank you, everybody, for listening, and thank you for those for watching. I will see y'all next week for Halloween. Bye.
Goodbye, booze.
Boo.